Welcome back to the channel today. We are looking at the 1976 50-cent coins from Australia. We'll dive into what makes these coins valuable among collectors and why they could be worth big money if you have got them in your collection. Let's get started. To understand the 1976 issue, we first need to step back and look at the broader evolution of Australia 50-cent coin. When decimalisation occurred in 1966, the 50 cent was introduced as a large round coin made of 80% silver. However, that decision backfired almost immediately as the silver content quickly exceeded the coin's face value, leading to mass hoarding and melting. As a result, the Royal Australian Mint replaced it with the now familiar dodecagonal shape, first introduced in 1969 and made of durable copper-nickel alloy. By 1976, this new format was well established and widely accepted by the public. The coin's unique shape meant it could be easily distinguished by touch even in low light conditions, and its durability ensured it could survive decades of circulation. In this way, the 1976 coin represents a middle chapter in Australia's journey toward modern, practical and distinctly national coinage. Let's talk about the specifications of the 1976 50-cent coin. It is one of the largest circulating coins in the world in terms of size. It has a weight of 15.55 grams and a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, making it significantly larger than most modern coins people handle today. Its thickness and 12-sided design give it an unmistakable presence in the hand and in the pocket. Struck from a copper-nickel alloy, the coin does not contain precious metals, but its resilience makes it suitable for long circulation life. When you hold a 1976 50-cent coin, you are holding a piece of metal that was specifically engineered for practicality, yet also designed to carry rich symbolism of national identity. These physical traits, while standard across the series, are part of what makes the coin both collectible and memorable to anyone who grew up in Australia during this period. The obverse of the 1976 coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth created by sculptor Arnold Machen. This effigy, introduced in 1966, portrays a young queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her most iconic appearances. On world coinage surrounding her portrait are the inscriptions Elizabeth and Australia 1976, clearly identifying the monarch nation and year of issue. The Machen portrait is widely regarded as elegant and finely detailed, capturing both grace and authority. For many Australians, this image became the face of their coins throughout the 1970s and early 1980s, and it serves as a nostalgic reminder of that era from a collector standpoint. Coins from 1976 bearing this portrait are appreciated not only for their numismatic value, but also as a cultural artifact that connects to a time when Australia was still closely reflecting its ties to the British Crown. On the reverse, the Australian coat of arms takes centre stage. Designed by the acclaimed goldsmith and artist Stuart Devlin, this intricate design features the Commonwealth Shield divided into 6 panels representing each of the 6 Australian states: New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia and Tasmania. Flanking the shield are the kangaroo and the emu, 2 animals chosen because they cannot easily walk backward, symbolising progress and forward momentum. Above the shield rests the 7-pointed Commonwealth star, representing the unity of the states and territories. Around this central imagery is a field of detailed scrollwork that adds a level of artistry uncommon in circulating coinage. The 1976 issue carries this design faithfully, and because of its large size, the details of the coat of arms can be admired far more easily than on smaller denominations. This reverse is not just decoration, it is a proud proclamation of Australian national identity. The mintage of the 1976 Australian 50-cent coin was about 30 million coins, a figure that places it firmly in the common category. This high production meant that nearly every Australian of the time would have handled one of these coins on a daily basis, whether in shop, schools or workplaces. Even today, it is not unusual to find them in circulation, though most surviving examples are heavily worn from decades of use. High mintages usually suppress rarity, but they do not eliminate collectability. For collectors, the challenge lies in finding coins from this year in pristine, uncirculated condition. Mint sets from 1976, which were produced for collectors, provide the best source of high-grade coins. These sets preserve the coins in protective packaging, ensuring that at least some examples have survived with their original brilliance and detail intact. So what is the 1976 Australian 50-cent coin worth today? In everyday circulated condition, the coin is typically worth only its face value of 50 cents, as millions still exist in worn state. However, in uncirculated condition, the value rises significantly. Typical uncirculated coins can sell for $5 to $10, while coins graded at higher mint state levels such as can bring $20 to $40, or more, especially if they retain strong luster and show minimal marks. Proof coins from 1976 sets are even more desirable, often fetching $40 to $80 depending on condition and demand. Error coins, which we will discuss shortly, can be worth dramatically more thus, while a standard circulated 1976 coin will not make you rich. Pristine examples are certainly worth setting aside and can become valuable additions to a decimal collection. Like all mass-produced coinage, the 1976 issue is known to have occasional mint errors which are highly collectible. Errors can include off-center strikes, clipped planches where part of the blank is missing, or die cracks that leave raised lines on the surface. Some coins even feature partial collars or double strikes, which are rarer and highly prized by error specialists. These coins, while rare, can sell for $50 to several $100 depending on the severity and visibility of the error. In addition, collectors sometimes look for die varieties. Small differences caused by die wear or preparation during production. These varieties are less well documented for the 1976 issue, but they add another layer of interest for specialists. This combination of regular coins, proof issues, and potential errors makes 1976 a year that offers something for every level of collector. If you happen to own a 1976 Australian 50-cent coin, especially in nice condition, you should know how to preserve and store it properly. Never attempt to clean a coin, as this will scratch the surface and drastically reduce its value. Instead, keep it in a holder, a capsule, or an album designed specifically for coins. Handling should be minimized, and if you must touch the coin, do so only by the edges. For higher grade coins or those you believe might be valuable errors, consider having them graded by a professional service, as this will authenticate and solidify their value in the market. If you are building a complete set of Australian 50-cent coins, the 1976 issue is essential, not because it's rare, but because it helps complete the timeline of the series over time. Assembling a full collection in high grade can be both rewarding and profitable, as complete sets tend to appreciate in value more than individual coins. In summary, the 1976 Australian 50-cent coin may not be the rarest in the series, but it holds an important place in the country decimal coinage history. With about 30 million minted, it was a workhorse of the economy in its day, but it's beautiful. Stuart Devlin design, its large imposing size and the potential for uncirculated proof and error examples make it a fascinating collectible. Whether you are a beginner who just stumbled across one of these in your change, or a seasoned collector hunting for top-grade examples, the 1976 50-cent deserves a spot in your collection. If you have enjoyed this deep dive into one of Australia's most iconic coins, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on future videos. Leave us a comment letting us know if you have ever found a 1976 50-cent and whether you think yours might be a common circulated coin or something more special. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting.